Roy Smith is our corn and soybean market analyst this week. The nation's top 18 corn-producing states are approaching the final stretch of the 2017 planting season. The U.S. Department of Agriculture's latest estimates list 84% of the crop is planted. Monday's progress report also shows growers have put 53% of this year's soybeans in the ground. As of Tuesday's close, the July 2017 soybean futures contract was $1.40 lower than its calendar year high set on January 18th. July 2017 corn was 23 cents off its 2017 top, reached on February 15th. We talked with Roy Wednesday afternoon about his strategy of never holding unpriced old crop corn past early July, but we started by asking for an update on growing conditions in his area of southeast Nebraska.
Well, we've had plenty of rain. This past week we got right close to 5 inches of rain in 3 different rains, and so there was some erosion damage, some wet spots in some of the fields, but in general they haven't been big enough to cause a big problem other than maybe getting stuck with your combine in the fall.
Let's start in the soybean market. How unusual is this lack of strength we've seen in April and May?
Well, the market kind of acts like it's dead. I mean, there's nothing much going on. It goes up and it goes down, and it just doesn't seem like it gets anywhere. And so I say for soybeans that's very unusual. It's a little more normal for corn, but the corn market this year has been within a range of about 7 or 8 cents, and some people who are lucky like me got quite a bit of old crop corn sold. Some others, there's still corn in the bins.
Soybeans, can you pinpoint a reason why there isn't that normal seasonal movement?
Well, not exactly maybe a reason why there isn't normal seasonal movement, but we did have the currency crisis in Brazil, and you know, I don't know how you evaluate that as a farmer from here from eastern Nebraska, but the day that hit the news, beans were down 34 cents. The next day they're back up, and today they're not back up to where they were, but still they rode that thing out pretty well, which is a good sign.
What do you think about corn and your always never strategy of getting rid of corn before July?
Well, this corn thing is really tough because we've been going within a trading range of about 7 or 8 cents for the last month, and like I said before, I got mine sold, not at a price that I'm very proud of, but it's gone, the bins are empty, and that's ready for next year. Now, where do they go from now? We've got this drop dead date that I call somewhere around the 1st of July. I like to have everything gone by then. You're going to need those bins next fall if you don't get the grain sold or the corn sold now. So you need to be thinking about maybe dividing it up into increments and just selling some every week or whatever strategy works for you. You're probably going to be selling it less than the cost of production. And I normally don't believe in doing that because you're locking in a loss. But if we can't get something going here in the next week or so, I might tell people to go ahead and do it just to get it done.
At a certain point with enough grain, you're saying the price is not necessarily the issue.
Yeah, the clincher here is that we had really good crops in this area, at least in southeast Nebraska, and so, you know, average corn crop probably 130, 140 bushels an acre. Last year it was close to 200. Well, that gap between 140 and 200 makes up for a lot of lost yield, and not that we didn't have also good yields, but it makes up for a lot of difference.
Small carry in the corn market now, right?
It is possible to sell the carry in the corn market, especially if you have grain bins and you can store your corn, because there is a premium for corn delivered in March compared to December. And so that's something to look at. Most farmers don't use that strategy, but it really works very well, and we see the deferred corn futures 20, 25 cents higher than nearby, and you can get that if you do it right.
Basis in this part of the country?
Basis hasn't really changed very much. It's a little disappointing. I was looking through my co-op bid sheets a little bit ago, and I was all excited because there was a basis improvement of 10 or 15 cents, and then I looked, and well, one of them is versus nearby December, and the other one is versus deferred March. So when all is said and done, it comes out in the wash, and disappointed again, I guess.